Here's the final trade of the day with Jared Levy on whether it's better to buy Microstrategy shares, a company that owns at least $40 billion in Bitcoin, or the Bitcoin ETF, IBIT.
Hey everybody, Jared Levy here from Peak American Investment Advisors, and I've got a really interesting trade for you today. It's actually more of an education. There's been a lot of questions around MicroStrategy. Should you buy MicroStrategy or should you buy something like IBIT? Okay, I just want to be really clear here and educate you guys on what MicroStrategy does and what the pros and cons are. First of all, it's an entity that is built actually in a business intelligence company, right? Back in, I think, 2019, Mr. Saylor, the CEO, started buying Bitcoin, okay? In theory, what this company does basically is it adds debt, okay? It offers bonds for sale, it offers stocks sometimes for sale, and uses those proceeds to purchase Bitcoin. It uses a very sophisticated corporate treasury technique to take in this Bitcoin and hold it as a sort of asset. Now, a lot of you might be thinking, wait, it's selling bonds, it's levering itself to do all this. Why do I want to own it? Well, one thing to note, its last bond offering was at a 0 coupon rate. So essentially it's borrowing money for no interest, using that borrowed money to buy Bitcoin. And as Bitcoin goes up, convertible bonds, which is one of the things that they issue, those then convert into shares, which, yes, it does dilute the rest of the shareholders. So what does that mean? Well, first of all, you can own MicroStrategy. There's actually benefits to owning it. The benefits to owning it are that it's not an ETF, okay? There are a lot of funds out there that are restricted and cannot buy certain ETFs or ETFs in general. This is essentially a regular company that just holds Bitcoin in its balance sheet. Another thing that traders like is the fact that it actually could offer long-term debt at, like I said, a 0% interest rate. Whereas if you go to borrow, against a stock or something like that, you might pay, 4.75% plus to get money. So MicroStrategy is a great way if you want to have a volatile ride with Bitcoin, okay? The one thing to note is this. The debt is unsecured, which basically means people who own, and the company is unsecured. So if something does happen to MicroStrategy, you have no guarantee of owning any Bitcoin. And if they did settle out, you'd probably get a lot less, because right now, MicroStrategy trades at about 3 times the value of the Bitcoin that it owns, okay? It was just announced that MSTR has $42 billion worth of Bitcoin currently in its inventory. So here's the skinny. If you want to trade Bitcoin purely and you're just a person who wants to gain exposure to Bitcoin, buy IBIT. If you're a more sophisticated trader who understands the risk and you want more volatility in your life and you're okay with sort of the momentum that you will sometimes see, which can be abnormal actually, then you would buy MicroStrategy. So I love Bitcoin. We still own in our portfolios. We do not own MicroStrategy. It's not that I don't like the company, but just for us, IBIT is the better choice.